Are brush fires across the Commonwealth, and firefighters want you to be careful. The humidity, temperatures, and winds are the right ingredients to start a brush fire, but improperly discarded cigarettes are the leading cause of those fires. Fire officials say tossing a cigarette out the window riding down the road may seem harmless, but if it lands on old leaves or brush, things can ignite easily.
If you're going to smoke, discard your cigarette inside your own car in the ashtray properly. Never throw it out of the window.
Wednesday night, crews were called to a brush fire in Belle Isle. They battled the blaze for more than 2 hours before calling it off due to unsafe conditions. This morning, more patrols will be at a school bus stop in Allegheny County. The sheriff's office is investigating an incident that happened Thursday at the Mallow Church bus stop on Mallow Road in Covington. The schools put out a safety alert after the bus driver saw a man in a dark blue Ford Explorer with a weapon. He then followed the bus before turning around. If you have any information, contact the sheriff's office. The Rockbridge County Sheriff's Office and Emergency Management helping prepare local agencies in case of a shooting. About 140 people took part in an active shooter exercise. They had to plan what to do when the first shots were fired to when victims were taken to the hospital. As part of the exercise, each person faced something they didn't expect.
It's that immediate response of outside, other than law enforcement, of these outside inquiries, the outside security that you have to concern yourself with.
The sheriff's office says these types of drills help them prepare for a real-life situation and teaches them how to better communicate and work together. We are following some breaking news this morning. 3 Roanoke City schools will be closed today due to a power outage. Round Hill Elementary, Lincoln Terrace Elementary, and Noel C. Taylor Learning Academy will not be in class. Reports are there's an accident in the area. Currently, more than 1,300 Appalachian Power customers are without power. We are working to gather more details, and we have a crew on the way to the scene. Stay with us on air and online at WSLS.com for updates. The Roanoke Valley is preparing to work out for a good cause. It's been nearly a year since the Roanoke Valley came together for the mission to raise £1 million. In its first year, the event brought out hundreds of people from the community to support local veterans by lifting as much weight as possible. And this year's challenge is even bigger, with a mission to raise more than twice as much weight. WSLS 10's Aaron Brookshire joins us live this morning with more on the event. And Aaron, this was a great one last year.
Definitely, and this year it's...
New developments overnight in Europe's fight against terrorism. The security questions being asked as the manhunt and investigation into the deadly terror attacks in Brussels continues.
To raise awareness for our military, our men and women who are serving and sacrificing every day for us.
Plus, a fitness fundraiser, details behind the mission to raise 1 million kilograms and how you can get involved. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us on Virginia Today here on WSLS 10. I'm Jenna Zibton. Some of you may want to grab an umbrella before you head out the door. Christina is tracking some rain showers in some parts of the area this morning.
Right, but if you want to live on the edge, go no umbrella. Just take your risks, you know.
Thanks, Christina. Breaking news this morning. 3 Roanoke City schools will be closed today due to power outages. Round Hill Elementary, Lincoln Terrace Elementary, and Noel C. Taylor Learning Academy will not be in class. We've just learned there's an accident in front of Lincoln Terrace Elementary School. That's off Liberty Road. Police are looking for the driver who ran away from the scene. You can see the car there and power poles laying across the road. More than 1,300 Appalachian Power customers are currently without power. We are updating this story all morning right here on Virginia Today and online at WSLS.com. European authorities staged more raids overnight aimed at cracking down on suspected terrorists. Police in Brussels detained 6 people in raids around the Belgian capital. And in a Paris suburb, a man suspected of plotting an imminent attack in France was detained. Red flags possibly point to Americans being targeted as part of Tuesday's attacks. Many people are concerned more attacks may come as investigators race to uncover the terrorist network.
It's not just suicide bombs anymore. It's guys showing up with AK-47s with military training and shooting innocent civilians. It's almost a hybrid of, you know, a straight military assault and suicide bombing, and it's gotten way more complicated.
So far, there's no link between the recent arrest and either the Brussels attacks or last year's attacks on Paris. 7 Iranian computer experts linked to the government in Tehran were charged with cyber attacks against American banks and a dam in New York. The U.S. Attorney General and FBI director announced criminal charges against the 7, who they say launched denial of service attacks. More than 46 companies were targeted, and it cost victims millions of dollars. One of those indicted is also accused of hacking into the control system of a small dam located in New York. The attacks highlight the potential for outside attacks on American infrastructure. A Roanoke woman will likely spend the next few years in prison after entering an Alford plea on accessory charges in connection to the death of a North Carolina couple. 20-year-old Chelsea Griffin, a 2013 graduate of Hidden Valley High School, entered her plea in a Myrtle Beach courtroom. Griffin was sentenced up to 5 years in prison under the Youthful Offender Act. Her record could be cleared after 5 years. Last March, Griffin and 23-year-old Alexander Turner was charged with murder in the death of his parents. Turner pleaded guilty in October. Prosecutors say Griffin helped hide the bodies. A Danville man will spend the next 20 years in prison after he was convicted for first-degree murder. Jabri Pettis was found guilty in connection to the death of Benny Sigmund. Sigmund was shot to death outside his home in June. Prosecutors say although Pettis did not pull the trigger, his actions as the ringleader in a series of burglaries led to the murder. Pettis' grandfather expressed condolences to the victim's family, but they say it doesn't make up for the loss.
Yeah, it makes a difference. He can go visit his son, or grandson, I should say. He can go visit him. Where Kelly and the 2 young ladies, his daughters, they can't. They never see their father again.
Pettis is scheduled to be sentenced next month. A funeral is today for a Maryland police detective killed in the line of duty. The 28-year-old detective was shot and killed March 13th. Thursday, family, friends, and other police officers paid their respects to the Prince George County detective. Coulson was killed during a shootout earlier this month while working as a plainclothes narcotics officer. Detective Coulson was actually killed by bullets from a fellow officer. His funeral will be held today at the First Baptist Church in Upper Maryland. Martinsville police are using lessons learned in a community policing symposium to build a better relationship with their community. WSLS 10's Rob Manch joined them to learn what the department will be doing differently moving forward.
Martinsville.
We continue following breaking news this morning out of Roanoke, where 3 schools are closed due to power outages. We've learned police are investigating a crash in that area. It happened in front of Lincoln Terrace Elementary School. That's off Liberty Road. WSLS 10's Aaron Brookshire joins us live from the scene this morning. Aaron, what have you been able to find out?
Fire danger was high in that the humidity was really low and the winds were high.
Crews continue battling a brush fire on the Roanoke County-Franklin County line, the latest in containment efforts. Preparing for an active shooter, an inside look at the Rockbridge County training exercise and the important messages passed along to local agencies. And we are following breaking news after an accident in Roanoke has closed 3 Roanoke City schools for the day. We'll have a live update coming up in just a few moments. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us on Virginia Today here on WSLS 10. We are seeing a soggy start to this Friday morning. Take a live look at the Star City from our downtown Roanoke Skycam this morning. Some parts of the area getting rain right now, but Christina, that will all change later today. Right. Thanks, Christina. We continue following breaking news out of Roanoke this morning, where 3 schools are closed after a crash caused more than 1,300 power outages. WSLS 10's Aaron Brookshire joins us live from the scene right outside Lincoln Terrace Elementary School on Liberty Road. Aaron, what have you been finding out this morning?